Hello, I'm Eos, and welcome to the Journeyman Project 2, Buried in Time. This was my entry into the series, and I loved it. Every bit of it, except for the parts without a certain biochip. It was kind of, it was okay, and then after you got the biochip, it's fantastic. I love this game. We're going to get right into that, because that's our first stop, and we get to see one of the funniest commercials ever. I do have to apologize for the audio. There's only so much I can do. This is Windows 95 Goldie. This is way back. The audio is not adaptable from within the program. What little control I do have of it has been exercised to its max, and I gave it a best shot. This is the best I could do. The first one was a remaster redone with the actors and such, and I believe it was done maybe around or after the second or something along those lines. Not entirely sure, but whatever it was, it had audio controls. This one does not. So I did my best with the audio controls. I'm sorry if there's some little issues, some imbalances. Sometimes the characters are really quiet, sometimes they're really loud. I can't balance that out. There should be relatively as best I can make it right now. I will do my best in editing as well, but it is what it is. It's a Windows 95 program, and we're going to have a blast. No, I best not make that joke yet. It'll spoil something, probably. It would just be cheesy. Okay, you'll get it. You'll get it. You'll get it. I promise. Here we go. Alright, as you can tell, it's just a little louder than what I'm usually having on the show, on the series here. The system is in like 800 by 600. This is a really small little thing. Window, I had to adjust it as best I could. Sorry for that. You actually get better quality than I do. I'm jealous. Alright, here we're going to go. Definitely play intro, adventure, and just a new game. Ooh, cutscene. Old-fashioned cutscene.
Earth has been officially admitted into the symbiotry of peaceful beings.
We did that. It's awesome.
But I honour you, Gage Blackwood, with the Paragon Medal for Valorous Service.
Yeah, we popped all over time, had to face dinosaurs. Well, no, I cut that out.
The existence of the Temporal Security Agency, an organization.
Yep, TSA is confirmed. See, there's a dino.
The arrest of Elliot Sinclair can be attributed to Agent 5, Gage Blackwood, who single-handedly defeated Sinclair's name.
So he's just getting up. At least he's redecorated a little bit. Not by much. Hi, who are you?
Quick, there's not much time to explain. They'll be here any second.
Who?
Yes, I am you.
Oh.
I've come from the future.
Cool.
You...
Lotto numbers?
We've been framed. Now, whatever you try to do not interfere with what's about to happen. The suit I'm going to transfer over to you will keep you close, so just stand still and watch. When
Okay.
it's all over, you'll be pulled 10 years forward in the future to my present. From
Okay.
there out, it's all up to you. Oh, and I've hidden more information inside of you. You'll figure out what I mean. Here comes the jumpsuit.
Uh-huh. We do figure it out. It took me a little while the first time. I know exactly where this is, though. You know, you look pretty much the same for like 10 years. Advanced technology, what am I saying?
Come on, Gage. Let's go.
Cool. Also, implications. You can forcibly time travel other individuals by shooting them with something, and then we can just, pop back and forth. Cool. And that's it. Awesome. This is his future apartment. I am glad he got out of the Caldora Heights thing. That was so underfurnished and horrible, and well, very, very much. It's very much nature oriented. I'm guessing we're under a dome? I don't know. Cool. I guess that's what they call future art. That really is just art. They don't have any reason for that there. Alright. Here we go. This is... Remember these guys in the last one? It's awesome. Best compliment. You did okay. Really? Oh, hey, no. Alright. I clicked wrong. Okay, it's simple. Come on, off away from it. There we go. Alright, we're gonna skip that one and go over here. These are the other two. Hi. Oh, number 3? Really? Thank you, that's nice. Dinner reservations, perhaps? Yeah. Yeah, I actually heard that a little too much, honestly. You grabbed me and threw me many, many times. Cool. That's supposed to be you. Oh wait, it is you.
Getting this message, I'm assuming everything went well. Now, before you do anything, you need to understand that the role of the TSA has changed in recent years.
Cool.
In addition to the security unit, there's now another team whose job it is to research history.
Uh-huh.
That's the team I was on. That is until someone altered history at 4 of my research mission locations. They weren't major changes, just enough to create temporal ripples. When another agent
So
discovered
not a
the
rip,
temporal
just a
ripples
ripple.
about a week ago, I was suspended and put on house arrest.
Cool.
Then they discovered some evidence, and by the next day I was already on trial. I had just about given up hope last night when it hit me.
Well, days can be
I'm being
infinite.
watched, but you can still prove that we're innocent. So I've decided to break house arrest.
So you're asking
Jump
help
back
from
in
yourself.
time to get your help.
Fun.
Right now, I'm probably in jail. If
Yes,
they know
you
where
are.
I am, they won't be looking for me. You'll be free to jump to any of my research mission locations to see what's going on.
Okay.
Now pay attention. This is important.
Do I have to?
Go to each of the 4 time zones and gather as many clues as you can find. Try to
Detective
discover
work.
what's been
Sounds
changed
like
and
fun.
how. I've programmed the jumpsuit to auto-record any evidence you might find.
Yeah, I see the evidence biochip.
One more thing. I don't know if this has anything to do with what's going on,
It does.
but I was at the TSA a couple weeks ago.
Oh, like
doing
a job?
an unscheduled check of the security grid. I noticed something was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
It seems a couple of the feedback jumpers had gotten crossed. A
Okay.
good portion of the security grid was compromised for...
I don't know what this means.
Anyone with the right information could have gotten into or out of the TSA, the Pegasus warehouse, or any of the restricted areas without even being seen.
Okay. You should have reported
Still
that.
not
Did
sure
you report
why
that?
I'm
I hope you
being set
reported
up,
that.
But I think this might have something to do with it. Be careful.
Okay.
Our life is on the line.
Well, yeah, if I cease to exist, you cease to exist, then the crime's never been committed in the first place. Or they would be, but someone else would be blamed. Time travel's fun. Oh, and there's the, what is it? The Journeyman Project thing in the background there. Where you had to open with the key. Alright, let's poke around a little bit. Nice. Definitely an improvement. Out in the middle of nowhere, and you can do that because you're one step away from the entire world with the transport. That's a kitchen. We'll find that out in a little bit. Let's go over here. There's lots of things to toy with, to interact with. Ooh, books. This isn't missed, unfortunately. Right. Timescape, joy of duplicating. Can't read that one. Sentinel IO system something, I don't know. Ancient civilizations. Oh, can I actually click these?
Antique books for display purposes only. Please do not touch.
Oh. This is his house! What? It's his house. He can't touch his own books. Are they his own books? They should be his own books. Okay. Oh, that would have been fun. Just fine. I won't play with the metronome. Oh, there we go. Sorry, went out of the window. Oh, I can. I just had to look the right place. Right, new controls. We got an up and a down in this game. Nothing. These are like antique watches and such. Boom. Boom. Okay, that's it. Oh, they're just fun little interactables, I think. You know, the ambience would be fantastic without this very loud section. Also, if this ambience is actually being heard, it'd be a problem. Kind of gets you a headache after a while, I would think. After like, 3-4 days. Ooh, papers. We like papers. What's on here? This is going to be a very Myst-like playthrough. But alright, I'm up for it. Personal mission log for Gage. Now, for the past few jumps, I've been experiencing a vague, dizzy sort of feeling when I time travel. It's almost like something hovering just beyond the reach of my consciousness, like a word on the tip of my tongue, and then the feeling goes away as soon as I get to where I'm going. I never heard of anyone experiencing this before. I'm afraid I might be developing some new kind of time travel disease, or maybe sensitivity to it. Not that I'm surprised, no one's ever proven that time travel's entirely safe. We're the guinea pigs. Well, whatever it is, I can only hope it doesn't get any worse. If it does, I have to let Kalman know. I don't know who that is. Cool. Another one from 8, 7, 2 weeks later, give or take. I don't understand it. The coordinates of the station were supposed to be accurate to within a millimeter, but somehow I just ended up floating in space where the station had been about an hour earlier. Unless the location and the velocity data were wrong, I don't know how it could have been so badly miscalculated. Sorry. They said they took everything into account, down to the most negligible effects of its velocity by any bodies within 1,000 light years of it. I could see the station drifting out there, but I couldn't get to it. The suit doesn't have any kind of thrusters. The TSA protocol says to scrap a mission if something unpredictable happens, but this is obviously just an error in calculation. I think I'm going to go ahead and try to find a way to get to the station, but if I go to the TSA looking for a thruster, someone might wonder what's up, so it looks like I'll have to get creative. Same day, just 2 hours later. I came up with a pretty cheesy idea for propelling myself into space station. I still can't believe it actually worked. Not that it matters. Even after getting in, I kept running into barriers. No oxygen, no gravity, jammed doors, and here's the kicker. I heard a voice. There shouldn't have been anyone there. Whoever it was saw me and told me to get off the station. Actually, I'm not sure he saw me so much as detected my presence, but still, I had no choice. I had to abort. It's a miracle I didn't cause a ripple. Maybe because whoever it was died up there before coming in contact with another human being. But I can't help but think, what if it was Farnstein? Did he live longer than we believe? The station was obliterated. How could he have survived? Or could the stories be true? Might it have been an artificial life form that he created? I can't escape the irony. I went there to learn the truth, but the truth is what forced me away. Maybe this is a sign that some things are meant... Maybe this is a sign that some things are meant to remain unknown. Yeah, I was already misreading it before I finished it. Okay, next one. I don't know about my luck these days. It happened again. When I got to Galliard, there was someone standing right in front of me, looking out over the tower wall. He spun around the second he heard the displacement effect. There wasn't a thing I could do. Before he could even draw his sword, an arrow came over the wall and hit him in the back. Lucky for me, I guess, he would have killed me. Can you imagine the distortion that would have caused? This is just a few more weeks. There's another 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, give or take. It should have created a huge one as it was. I guess we're just damn lucky and the arrow would have hit him anyway. I don't get it. The jump locations are supposed to be scanned with a fine-tooth comb. How could they have not noticed? I'd like to hear their explanation for this one. And then, I go to watch Philippine Augustus's men climbing up through the guardrobe. And when I get there, all I see is the grappling hook they left behind. The whole reason I was sent there was to document how the castle fell. And they got me there too late for it. I know it's difficult to distill accurate information from historical accounts, but this is twice in as many missions. I guess I'm going to have a little talk with the guys in research before I end up materializing in the middle of a Shriners convention. That would have been fun. A few days later, 5 days later, on my last jump, the strange feeling that I had been experiencing during time travel became a little more tangible. I became aware of a faint, almost imperceptible ghost image of my jumpsuit floating slightly out of phase with myself. I'm assuming it's a glitch in the suit's circuitry. The time phase synchronizer is probably malfunctioning. That should worry me, but I'm actually relieved. At least now I know there's nothing wrong with me. I'm going to have Bill run a diagnostic on my suit tomorrow. So there's an echo of him. Oh, it's probably us. Yeah. How do we get out of here again? Nope. Nope. Just back away? Yeah, just back away. Alright, cool. So there's an echo of us in the past. Experiencing things. We're materializing kind of right alongside him. Different timeline, same timeline kind of thing. Weirdness.
You have 3 messages.
This is an answering machine. I did my audio test with this thing. I will say this is the creepiest technology that I could ever imagine. Please do not develop this technology. Let's start with the top, shall we? Hi there.
Mr. Blackwood, this is Mark Johnson from Interactive News Network.
You're very
I'm just calling
interactive.
to see if you'd like a chance to tell your side of the story.
My story? I got lots of
Give me a
stories.
call
What
at
story?
Sector 10-569-82227, and we'll talk about setting up an exclusive interview.
How
I hope
exclusive?
to hear from you soon.
That's nice. I'm in jail. Sorry. Skin stretching face manipulation for a 3D hologram. Just no. I hope this is an antique. That it's with his antiques, sort of, and I guess it functions. Just no. Hi, Michelle. How are you?
Hey Gage, how you doing? Listen,
I'm in prison.
Oh shoot, it's your day off.
That too.
You're
Yes.
probably in Tahiti, as usual.
Oh, well.
Anyway, I was wondering if I
Son.
could borrow your environ system. The record button's busted on mine.
Environ system. Oh, right. Featured TV VCR. Gotcha.
I might be willing to forget our bet. Remember?
No, I don't.
Grab ball last week?
Mm-hmm.
Thought you'd get away with it, huh? Not this time.
I don't know what
pal.
you're talking about.
Fair and square.
No, you didn't.
So
You
call
cheated.
me. I'm at home. Thanks. Bye.
You had to cheat. Bye. Bye, very creepy skin stretching. Oh. Ah. One more. Third message.
Gage, it's me. Wake up and answer the phone.
I am awake.
Hello.
Though that was kind of a nightmare,
I know
wasn't
you're
it?
there. Why
I know
don't you
you're
leave?
there.
Well, anyway, you owe me, pal. I got your jumpsuit.
Cool. I want it.
Pray they don't realize their key evidence is missing before you figured out what's going on. Or we'll both be in neck deep.
No, you kind of already are.
Take a genius to figure out that I was the only one who could have taken it.
Well,
But hey, they wouldn't
possibly.
fire me, would they?
Yes, they would.
I'm their chief technician.
There's probably like 15 billion other people out there.
I'll send you the suit as soon as I put in an OpMin biochip. If you
Mhm.
get a chance, you'll want to modify it to automatically record evidence.
Yeah, evidence biochip.
And if you need anything else, please hesitate to call me.
I won't.
Oh, and Gage, do me a favor. Erase your messages for a change.
What's the fun in that?
Good luck, buddy.
Or do I like you or do I not like you? I mean, you say good luck at the end and you kind of seem very snippety throughout. He helped us out. It's alright. Good enough. What is this?
Agent 5,
Whoa.
Gage Blackwood, is under house arrest. Access privileges revoked.
Obviously it's something, but we don't have the privilege in our own home. Maybe this is just where they stick... No, this is not... this isn't like a place for like house arrest. This is our house. This is it. Nice. You can actually look a little bit around. 95, folks. So this is like, I forget exactly when this was created, but yeah. Alright. This is another go around twice thing. Alright, something like that. No? We just gonna look up here? That's fine. That's a wall. How do we get in here? I thought it was just through the front door here. It is. You just have to look down. Alright, this is his big fancy television. That's basically what it is. I don't remember where to find the remote or if it's just sitting here, what's going on. Environ. What environ? What are we doing? Ooh, that's nice. Sit here, relax, enjoy a 3D environment of your choosing. No, I just want to go back to the screen where I got to choose things. Here. Alright. All sat. All sat? All satellites, right? ...3D television, coming soon to a supermarket near you. Lot of exploration at the beginning, but we'll get back to the actual game here shortly.
I&M will return after word from our sponsor.
Uh-oh.
The soon-to-be-released Geno, A Fond Remembrance, is Volume 4 of G-Tech's Rock Through the Ages collection.
Cool.
Never before has there been a video collection that captures the many moods of Geno Andrews.
The ongoing saga of Gage Blackwood took a frightening twist this morning when the agent of the Deep Time Unit broke house arrest to jump 9 years back in time. Fortunately, the illicit time jump was detected, and he was immediately apprehended by Agent 8 of the Temporal Protectorate.
Cool.
Although it's still not clear how and why Blackwood obtained the TSA jumpsuit, Temporal Security Agency officials did say that no distortion ripples have yet been detected, and that there is no reason whatsoever to believe that Blackwood has altered history in any way.
Not yet,
Lisa
no.
Long has a report from TSA Administrative Headquarters.
Next.
In a strange turn of events that can only be described as unimaginable,
I love
highly
FMV.
decorated
This is
Gage
great.
Blackwood, better known as Agent 5 of the Deep Time Unit, has been arrested and put on trial for the crime of historical sabotage.
Sabotage,
We
that's a
apologize
bit
for the lack of
rough.
trial footage, but because of the sensitive nature of the material being presented, no recording equipment has been allowed into the tribunal wing.
Oh, he's
of
not
the
just in
United
jail,
Military
he's on
Complex
trial
where
right
the
now.
trial is being held. The drama unfolded 3 weeks ago when Agent 2 of the Temporal Protectorate discovered 4 distortion ripples while conducting an unscheduled historical scan. As it turned out, the dates of the ripples exactly
Sounds a bit familiar,
coincided with
doesn't it?
times to which Agent 5 had been sent for research purposes. The agent immediately contacted his supervisors, and on their orders, 3 agents were sent to apprehend Agent 5, who offered no resistance.
So why do you need 3?
Later that day, more evidence was found in Blackwood's locker, suggesting that he had disobeyed Temporal Security Agency directives for personal gain.
And he was just in his
Unless
locker.
deemed absolutely necessary, the TSA will not send agents to investigate or restore the distortions, as any further tampering with history may cause adverse effects, possibly even turning the ripples into full reality distortion waves.
Fantastic. I love surfing waves. That's great. Never actually been, but it'd be great.
Prosecuting attorney Phil Stevens alleges that Agent 5 intentionally altered the past in 4 of the 10 time zones to which he had been sent for research purposes, his only apparent motive being personal gain.
Yeah.
In so doing, Agent 5 would have knowingly violated Temporal Security Agency ethics, as well as the law.
So,
as temporal sabotage
this sets up the universe that we're...
crime against humanity.
Yeah.
Stevens is aiming for the maximum allowable sentence.
All these little things set up the universe in which we're exploring. You can click on little things, and I think they give you more details. Yes, more details, and it's like a interactive. Well, this is actually their television kind of thing, but this is an interactive database for the player to familiarize themselves with the universe in which you're exploring, and it was done really well. I was absolutely into this. Crime Intervention Commission. As crime began to decline after world unification, the number of policing agencies also began to decrease in number. Advent of the transporter, the need for such agencies decreased even more in both number and kind. 2237, The Crime Intervention Commission was formed as a single agency responsible for controlling crime worldwide. The CIC has several branches, including the Temporal Security Annex. One thing leads to another, to another, to another, to another. That's it. And we're back. And we're back.
Prosecuting attorney Phil Stevens alleges that Agent 5
we heard that.
altered the past in 4 of the
Next
10.
thing.
The burden of proof lies on the prosecution. They have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that Gage Blackwood
And this will
is
explain
responsible
distortion
for the
ripples,
distortion
which is important to understand.
There is
apparently.
strong evidence working against Blackwood, including both computer records that place him at altered historical locations.
They were
and
his missions.
that was discovered in his locker.
Contraband.
But
Oh,
the
nice.
evidence alone is not enough to ensure a conviction.
Okay.
With this in mind, prosecuting attorney Stevens has directed his questioning toward eliminating other possible explanations for the ripples.
There we go. What other thing could have happened? Distortion ripples. Temporal distortions are the result of anachronisms or temporarily inappropriate items left in the past. There are 2 basic types of anachronisms that can cause temporal distortions: simple and effective. A simple anachronism is a very minor alteration to the past which has no noticeable effect on history. For example, spilling water would be a simple anachronism, as it would likely evaporate before anyone would to notice it. Such minor distortions do not represent a threat and are caused even by the most careful of agents from time to time. A far greater concern are effective anachronisms, of which there are 2 kinds, limited and expansive. While their effects on to history are not great, limited effective anachronisms are the result of more significant changes to the past. These changes are usually more enduring than simple anachronisms, but the repercussions, known as temporal distortion ripples, fade with time, as they do not affect anyone greatly enough to alter the course of history. Expansive effective anachronisms, on the other hand, are changes to historically significant items or events that have major repercussions. That's basically what we dealt with in the first game. These anachronisms cause reality distortion waves or chain reactions that grow with time, making sweeping changes to history as they do so. If a reality distortion wave should ever reach the present, those who aren't uncreated in its wake will suddenly find themselves with new lives, completely unaware that anything had ever been different. Both types of effective anachronisms are to be taken very seriously, as the most likely cause of such disturbances is deliberate historical sabotage. Yep.
The burden of proof lies on the prosecution.
We heard you.
Witnesses for the prosecution have included Agent 2 of the Temporal Protectorate, the TSA's chief
Agent
technician,
2.
and the designer of the circuitry for the jumpsuit.
Wonderful. Deep Time Unit, which is what he's about a part of, studying the past. He's more of a historian than a soldier. He's not going around fighting robots all the time. That was just a side gig for him. He is studying the past. That's what Agent 5 does. That's what Gage does. Along with the development of the time displacement unit came a rethinking, restructuring of the temporal security agency. Gone were the days of historical security relying entirely on one agent using one machine. Now multiple agents had the freedom to move through time at will, and several years had gone by without incident, changing the prevailing opinion of the security of time travel. 2326 decision was made to expand the TSA to include a historical research team. This team, self-dubbed the Deep Time Unit, is comprised of 4 individuals who are each responsible for researching and recording various periods of history. The 3 other restructured units of the TSA include the Protectorate, the Maintenance Team, and Management. The Protectorate, as before, is responsible for safeguarding history. They're the cops, they're the ones who came and arrested us. The upkeep of files and equipment is the responsibility of Maintenance Team. Basically, it's us going into the past to get the past CD, basically, and find out if anything actually changed. They're doing that. And Management oversees all TSA operations. The guy who was yelling at us in the last game, who's not quite yelling at us in this game yet. Does he? I don't remember. Either way. Displacement unit. Here we go. Jumpsuit. As had been expected, Earth's incorporation in the symbiote brought with it astounding advances in technology. These advances aided the TSA in developing the next generation of time machines. We basically got our own personal time machine in a suit. The jumpsuit incorporates an entire time machine into a mobile, self-contained suit. That's what I said. The greatest advantage of jumpsuit is it can forge its own null-time tunnel from one location to another, eliminating the need to return to the present between jumps. So we can jump from the past to the past to the past without having to come back. New technology rendered Pegasus obsolete, which is the big machine from before, and 2035 the original time machine was dismantled. Its huge generator was destroyed, and the small core elements were put into storage, a location known only to the TSA. Null time tunnel. Basically, space and time laws do not apply within the null time tunnel. A displacement effect is caused by the sudden change in matter and present in the universe at the time of entry or exit from the tunnel. Okay, cool. That's what causes the weird ripple of energy and all that. Cool. Right, return. Wrong button.
Witnesses for the prosecution
Yeah.
included
And so this lets us take this. Basically, the game lets us just delve into it and figure out who's actually responsible. Start from the top left. Investigation began when Agent 2 ran on scheduled manual history scan. Yep. Twice a year, any anomalies, and discovered a ripple that originated at 1050 AD. That'll be probably our first stop. 3 more ripples. Those are our other stops. Didn't cause a wave. Yep. He was in Tahiti on his day off. They apprehended him relaxing in Tahiti. Work always interrupts you at the worst of times, doesn't it? Brought Agent 5 to United Ministry Complex. I would love to delve into all of these little things, but I don't know that people would be interested in reading every little bit. So I'll scan through, and then if something's important, I'll leave it in. Okay. Physical evidence. An inspection of Agent 5's locker revealed one valuable but not historically significant object from each of the 4 altered time zones that he was sent to. The 4 items included a gold ornament from Chichen Itza. I don't think I can pronounce that properly. So sorry. A jeweled orb from Chateau Galliard. A sketch from Leonardo da Vinci Studio. A signed document from Kenneth Farnstein's lab. Cool. So those were valuable things, like he was looking for extra money by taking things from the past. Well,
if Blackwood is indeed guilty, he has altered more than just the past.
Really?
The future, too, will likely feel the results of his actions. The deep time unit will probably be discontinued before ever realizing its full potential.
It's not just our skin on the
line. There is an even greater issue at stake. That is whether the Temporal Security Agency itself is more of a risk than a safety measure. Many feel that it should be shut down and everything related to time travel destroyed. Others argue that the technology has already been invented, so there's nothing stopping it from being reinvented.
Right.
For the wrong reasons.
You can always reinvent
opinion,
like the wheel or something.
The agency must remain operational to safeguard against future acts of historical sabotage.
Yes, that'd be great. Too bad that wasn't real. No, that was just they actually filmed something for that one. So what else is up? These are the major news stories right now. They're all a little bit important, but you know we kind of have to go through it. It's the game. It's a 95 game. I'm so sorry.
I&M will return after word from our sponsor.
And we still have ads.
Peinture fraîche.
Jote Latzande.
And the ads are just as weird in the future as they are now. That's fantastic. They have ads in Aliens.
You would have just.
Oh, I actually need this.
Bing. Screwed up your best suit.
Yeah.
Zippity then then.
Driven off of a cliff. Cheap meat. Been poisoned.
Restaurant smoking in the lobby.
And peed your pants on a foreign planet. Yes, for all those reasons and more, there's the Omniglot DM dual mode translator biochip from Samco.
Okay,
Just
great,
plug the
Samco.
Omniglot DM into any standard biotech interface and voila! No more frustration.
Translator.
No more confusion. The
Awesome.
Omniglot DM instantly translates the written and spoken forms of any known
I want
language.
this.
It does it all.
I'm gonna order it.
Omniglot DM translator biochip from Samco. Get it today.
Samco Translator Biochip available at Frugal's and other fine stores for a low price of $199.90 or order over ShopNet. Product order code 689-22378. 689-22378. Order now.
Alright. I got the product code. I'm going to go order myself a nice one. Look at that. It's only 200. I'm sure that's actually pretty expensive in the future. But still, it's only 200. My future self can handle it. I mean, we're saving time. We're saving ourselves.
The heads of ministry
we got
continue to
news
meet with
still.
Symbiotry representatives today in the Assembly Hall of the United Ministry Complex.
Cool.
These talks were requested by several member races as a forum in which to discuss the place of time travel technology in the symbiotry of peaceful beings. Today marks the beginning of the third week of negotiations, yet there is still no end in sight.
So,
Sarah Michaels is standing by at the United Ministry Complex with a report.
Aliens want time travel. Everyone wants time travel.
Thank you, Mark. The main factor protracting the discussions is the inability of the symbiotry to decide what should be done with the technology. The representatives have formed three distinct factions whose strongly opposing views have caused them to remain tenaciously entrenched in a deadlock. While one group believes we are committing the unforgivable act of hoarding a vital technology, a second supports the symbiotry tenet that each race has sovereignty over its own technology.
Okay, cool.
The
I like
third
that.
contingent, which has grown in strength since the arrest of Agent 5, contends that time travel represents a threat to every race of the symbiotry and should be destroyed altogether. Even though most attending
Share it,
races
keep it,
strongly
destroy it.
disagree
Gotcha.
with humanity's sole ownership of the technology, our heads of ministry refuse to acknowledge their arguments, citing its inevitable misuse as their foremost concern. Therefore, barring symbiotry action, it is unlikely that the status of time travel as a proprietary technology of Earth will change.
Cool. We own it. We got it. It's all ours. This is also somewhat important. We'll skip through it and then I'll share the thing that is important because there's a lot of information. And I do encourage anyone who likes the game at all, for a nice exploration and whatnot, to look into it. It is fun, it just takes a little bit of getting used to.
The opinion originally held by the majority of races represented at the talks is that time travel technology is an invaluable tool for self-discovery, and as such, should not be denied to any race. However, the Loxoni abandoned this position last week in favor of destroying the technology. Presumably, this sudden change of opinion was due in large part to the arrest of Agent 5, an unfortunate illustration of the danger of time travel.
Okay, so they wanted everyone to share it, and now this race, for some reason, says no. Biologically, unlike anything known to humanity, Loxoni are perfectly adapted for life on a rogue, multi-orbital planetoid. Their homeworld careens through deep space from one solar system to the next, changes in gravity and temperature stretching and cracking its tortured surface, creating gaping fissures leading deep into its crust, in these hellish caverns that Loxoni lovingly refer to as home. They live in a total darkness. Loxoni have highly developed ultraviolet sight, which allows them to navigate the caves and communicate via changing light patterns, which emanate from between the rocky plates that cover their body. They have the ability to focus these beams of UV light for long-range communication and for identifying various types of minerals, which is the mainstay of their diet. The powerful projecting mandibles of Loxoni crush their food, so on and so forth. Loxoni are sensitive to sonic vibrations. Okay, skipping through some of this. This is pretty easy stuff. This is quick stuff. This is stuff you should know, but also we'll either figure it out or we'll have to come back and figure it out. The next bit here.
INN will return after a word from our sponsor.
The best commercial of all time. This will haunt your dreams for years to come.
Cheese girl!
Be afraid. Alright, cheese girl! Oh no. We need this one. 2594978. It's just $3.50 a can. That's fantastic. We should order 5.
In a last-ditch effort to stay afloat, the Louvre Art Museum held an auction of unprecedented scale yesterday.
Oh,
the museum was forced to sell off many of its older collections to pay off creditors and to raise funds desperately needed for renovations to the facility.
Well,
in a fervent
survived
display of
several
support,
world
the art
wars.
community rallied around the historic landmark, showing that the museum itself is every bit as valuable an artifact as any of the works of art it contains.
Yeah, it is.
The auction was an astounding success, raising 138.5 billion credits, easily surpassing the 100 billion credit goal. This windfall
Why
was
is everything
due
credits in the
large
future?
part to one generous bidder who preferred to remain unidentified. Martin Walker is standing by with a live report from the Louvre.
Okay. One bidder caused
Thanks,
all
Mark.
this.
I'm standing inside the historic Louvre Museum in Paris. Behind me sits one of the few pieces to survive yesterday's extensive art auction. Items up for auction included artifacts and works of art from many of the Louvre's oldest collections, including the Da Vinci exhibit, the ancient Egyptian, and Toltec Mayan exhibits. 4 particular items were snapped up by a generous bidder who paid much more than the asking price. The bidder's identity is unknown, but it is assumed to be an art enthusiast who didn't want to see the Louvre shut down. There are
Well,
rumors, however, that the buyer may actually have been acting on behalf of another race in the symbiotry,
yeah.
which, according to the Earth History Preservation Act of 2322, would be illegal. We're told an investigation may follow. Museum sources that I spoke to speculated that the revenue from the auction will be enough to keep the Louvre in operation for at least the next 5 years. However,
How many billion for 5 years?
in order to help cover operating costs. A small price to pay for such a wealth of human history and culture.
That biochip may be like worth a gallon of gas for all I know. 200? Alright. Should we look into financial difficulties?
The Louvre's financial difficulties arose from a combination of rising maintenance costs, overspending, and lower than normal attendance.
Yeah, okay. Here we go.
4 items that the unidentified bidder purchased
This is important.
included the Toltec Mayan ceremonial coffer, King Richard the Lionheart's sword from the Crusades, Leonardo da Vinci's Codex Atlanticus, and an interactive sculpture entitled Self-Awareness, credited to Kenneth Farnstein. Attendees of the auction said the buyer did not try to purchase any other items, but immediately made an excessive bid on these 4 artifacts as soon as the bidding opened.
Okay. I'm already seeing a pattern, but maybe because I just played this before. There's one more left, and I think that's it for all this big, horrible, terrible information dump.
The events surrounding the arrest of Agent 5 bring back, for most, memories of the Elliot Sinclair incident. That historic day 10 years ago could have turned out much differently if it weren't for Agent 5 of the Temporal Protectorate.
You're welcome. I only saved the world, the universe, etc.
Time machine, only to have the government shelve the project because it was considered too dangerous.
They didn't, though.
Sinclair decided to sidestep the politicians and build his own temporal transporter.
Good idea.
Years later, when the Sorolans made contact with Earth to offer us a place in the symbiotry of peaceful beings, the xenophobic scientist suddenly found himself with a new purpose. Fearing an alien invasion, he tried to convince the public that the Sorolans were not what they appeared to be. But this endeavor met with little success.
Well,
frustrated,
I don't know.
exasperated, and on the verge of insanity, Sinclair formulated a plan to make Earth a more difficult target for the Sorolans.
On the verge of insanity. Are you certain? Oh, look, it's all upscaled now.
He sent each of his 3 robot minions back in time to change the course of history.
I'm guessing this is supposed to be
First,
trees.
he sent to create a nuclear scare that would prevent world unification and prolong the Cold War. The second was to destroy the Morimoto Mars colony and make it look like the work of an alien race. And the third, Sinclair sent to kill Dr. Enrique Castillo, the individual who was most influential in convincing humanity of the benefits of joining
They look a
the
little
symbiotry.
different. I think maybe they were
His
changed a little
backup
bit.
plan, should his robots have failed, was to assassinate the Sorolan delegates. It was our good fortune that Agent 5 was on duty at the Temporal Security Annex that day. He detected the temporal distortions, stopped each of the androids, and then
Journeyman
apprehended
Project.
Sinclair
Check it
himself.
out. It's fun.
That fateful morning made a hero of Agent 5 and spawned the blockbuster holoflick, The Journeyman Project.
Okay,
Elliot
it was a
Sinclair
movie in the
was put
future
on
of this
trial
thing.
and
Great,
found
make it a
guilty of
movie
all
now.
charges.
It's awesome.
He was sentenced to life imprisonment on Vega Thalon and hasn't been heard from since.
Nah, bye Sinclair. Alright, that's everything. That is our info dump. That was a lot of information. That was a lot of somewhat boring stuff. Really boring stuff. If you're into the game, if you're playing the game, it wasn't nearly as boring. I'm sure I cut a lot of it out. I really am. Alright, out we go. Let's get us out of the info bubble. They should have just called it that. Yeah, nice. Okay, we're gonna go over here, and I want to order some stuff. Hi, I am a sucker for telemercials, and I want to know how to get this stuff. Domestic recipe. Press the menu key. Gotcha. Auto chef. Yes, we always need to eat. Snack menu. You've already replicated allotted meals for the current date and time. Well, fine then. Postbox. Nothing there. Okay. Shopnet. Product code. Can we type it in? No, but I can go wild with the controls. At least they're responsive in this game. I don't have to wait for all the animations. I can interrupt them at any time. I want the translator chip. biochip. One way or another, you're getting chips out of this. 2, 2, 3, 7, 8. Transmit. Accept purchase. Yep. Postbox. Great. And the other one we need is, you know what, just because it's an old game, let's make sure we take it one at a time. Replicate that. Thank you. New biochip. You know, I had to kill robots in the past for this. Translator biochip, which is important. We will read this all in the next episode as we go, because right now it's not really something. Nice. That is technology. I want that technology. I have cats. I want that technology. I just had a horrible image. That technology comes into being and the cat sits there and knocks over a vase or something. It goes, it breaks, everything spills, it recalls back on up, and then the cat sits there, twitches its tail, and knocks it over again. It will happen one day. Right, I can't type it in. 6, 2, 5, 9, 4, 9, 9, there we go, 7, 8. Cheese girl! After a commercial like that, we would be silly not to buy. Cheese girl! There we go. We get one combined inventory now, so we can just access everything as we go. And what else we got here? I think that's it. That's about it for his environment, for his house. Okay, we're going to leave the first episode there. I'm going to chop out what I can of it and only include the important parts. There is a large amount of info dump. I think the same was in the first game. We had a lot of stuff we had to read and go through. It gets better. It gets much better. I'm so sorry the first episode is like that, but these are the old games. They're very Myst-style games. They're very much explore, very much learn and come to the conclusion on your own. We're going to be doing that anyway because it's a YouTube video. We'll figure it out. We'll go through it. But this interface is much improved. Everything is very much improved. There is some back and forth background stuff that when they redid the first game that they didn't get to do with this one. So it's still a little bit of a challenge, but it is very robust. It is still, you can chip at it and it's not going to harm anything. Anything you do wrong is not going to come back to haunt you. And it's a very good game. And we will continue this in the next episode. Until then, thank you all for joining me and have fun, everyone.